Ted Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers.
Ted Jones, I also call him the eighth wonder of the real estate world.
Ted Jones, who knows, it could be.
Ted Jones?
The Ted Jones World Podcast.
Yo, what is up? And welcome to episode 17 of the Ted Jones World Podcast. I am your host, Ted Jones. How is everyone? Patrick, you are here as always. How's everything, man? Oh, that was cute. I get that response a lot,
No.
Double eyes, even from my boys, even from you. Pat, let's start off at the top with a rather big story. 10 former NFL players have been charged with defrauding the NFL.
Cool.
Have you heard about this? The NFL retirees submitted a fake invoice to a health program filled with hyperbaric chambers and a number of things that have helped previously retired NFL athletes in the past. And the only thing is these invoices that were submitted were not true invoices. What are you looking for over there, Pat? I'm breaking it down with a first breaking news story, and you look upset over there. Your mic's not working? It's sagging?
Yes.
Let's see if we can tighten that up for you. Yes. Should we get that? We'll get the help in here. 1 second, boys and girls.
John, can you bring in the screwdriver?
It's just Pat and I here, boys and girls. There is no John. But, Pat, if you need a second, we can help you fix that. So, Pat, how was your weekend, man? After I just started with a dramatic story, we got a little sidetracked with your microphone. But now we're back in the mix. Quite a story, huh?
It was really good. Really good story.
You like that first breaking news?
God.
But, dude, honestly, a sad thought where I'm sure a number of these NFL players are having money trouble. And now they're submitting fake health insurance claims to the NFL, man. And this is just a sure way to get you in prison. But you know what? I went to the hospital today. I'm okay.
What?
By the way, I'm fine.
Okay.
Had an MRI on this little thing on my neck, this little lymph node. That's why I haven't shaved, guys at home. I'm trying to avoid. I don't want people to see this little thing on my neck. You know what I'm saying? Pat, I know you can't really notice it, especially with not all this hair on my face.
But I've seen it.
Went to the doctor today, got an MRI, and when I was there, initially the MRI hadn't been approved by my health insurance. I was told by my doctor, just go there, get it done, it'll be approved, whatever. So I show up to the MRI, they tell me it's not approved. I'm like, all right, what? Call my doctor. I out of curiosity asked the people behind the front desk. I was like, how much is the MRI going to be anyway with without myself having insurance or anything? And they were like, oh, it'll be a few $1,000s. And the guy was like, I'll look that up for you right away. So he's like clicking around. I can kind of tell that this guy's full of S. He's not really looking anything up. He's just clicking around. I get a call from my doctor in the meantime saying that my health insurance had been approved, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. I get a call about 30 seconds later after I hung up with my doctor that ordered this MRI, and it was the health company itself, Norwell Health. Northwell.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's a health insurance company, and I'm not in the mood to shouting out any health insurance company, but this is a crazy stat. So the lady I had spoken with on the phone, who works at Northwell Health in Hicksville, because that's where the area code on the phone showed up, she told me that the MRI was going to cost me, 1 second, please, $318.28 when I had initially been quoted a few $1,000s by the guy at the front desk who works there.
Yeah.
Dude, what is the deal with healthcare? Why isn't there? Why don't we have a menu of things that tells you the price? Anyone could just bill you any amount of money they want and have you pay for it.
Basically, yeah.
I don't understand that. Unless you call and figure out and get to the bottom of it, you could really be ripped off,
man. What kind of trash plan do you have that an MRI is not covered?
I don't know. Well, I think that they initially said that I needed a CAT scan and then I needed an MRI. Yeah. So they needed to initially spend more money to decide if it was, if it was going to make sense for me to spend the extra money, which I ended up spending money on, dude. And also MRI. You've ever gone an MRI?
Of course, yeah.
Scary freaking place in there, man.
It's actually kind of relaxing,
dude. I was in a coffin, all these ambulance noise. Dude, but the headphones didn't do anything. They weren't noise canceling. They barely went in my little ears. Just going for 40 straight minutes, man.
40 minutes?
40 minutes.
Damn.
Awful.
I don't think I've ever been in it that long.
Yeah. Especially for the neck. I guess it was like
yeah.
a longer one because I've had it done for like my legs and
same.
midsection before.
Shoulder and legs.
Not my actual midsection, just around my midsection, Pat.
Is that before you got the liposuction?
That
like
was
around your midsection?
That was before I got the tummy tuck. I wanted to apologize to you guys. Actually, this goes all the way back to the first episode, Pat. You remember the first episode?
Not really.
We have come a long way since the first episode, boys and girls. One thing is we have Pat here, and that's lovely. But the first episode, I was telling you guys a bunch of stocks and stuff to buy. And my grandma at the time, she was like, Ted, I don't think you should tell your followers and viewers about any of the stocks you're buying because they're going to be very upset if you lose money on the stocks. And, well, you betcha, I picked a bunch of stocks that are not gaining so much of the positive return actions right now. But, dude, you know what? I think just in general, I said Beyond Meat. I think the world is turning towards not eating as many things
animal
with
products.
Faces. Yes, animal products. So I think Beyond Meat, even though it fully has tanked in itself within the last couple of months.
Nice. Time to buy.
MedMen, that's tanked as well. But I think marijuana is the new age. And then I was talking about like a headphone company because I was confident that Fortnite's going to keep getting huge. I still stand by these
So I was going to
beliefs.
say, you still stand by all these trash picks that you
just not the
gave out?
just not the stock. Just the stocks aren't doing great right now, but I'm confident they'll hopefully come back. What do you think, Pat?
I know you're gonna get some
have hope?
angry. You're gonna have some angry DMs from people who put like their kids' college tuition into MedMen
you know
stock.
what? As they say every episode, don't do that. Don't put your kids' college tuition on my stock picks because what the heck do I know? Speaking of which, I'm seeing a lot of rumors around the pop culture world, rap world especially. Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rainbow-haired, tattooed gentleman artist from Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm hearing he's going to be getting out of jail within the next few days.
Watch
man.
out.
Did you hear this?
Watch out.
Did you hear this?
No.
This guy fully snitched on everyone. Was made to be a strong enforcing member of the Bloods gang, but then got caught and then has basically been ratting everyone out. And he might actually get out of prison for ratting everyone out. He's been in there like a little bit over a year.
So he's gonna get capped.
Or almost a year. But dude, this guy also ordered a hit on Chief Keef. I don't know if you remember this. I believe we talked about this.
Yeah.
But in the middle of Times Square at 4 a.m. told one of his boys that he'd give him $10,000 to go shoot at Chief Keef. Like, bro, how are you going to get out of jail after just doing that?
Yeah.
Having the power and just being like, yo, go fire off some clips at Chief Keef. Like, dude, what if you killed the bro?
Yeah, I think that was his point.
Yeah, I
That
think
was his
it was definitely warning shots, man. Not great. Just discussing one of my stock picks, actually, Pat. I was thinking Impossible Foods was going to be a tight pick, along with Beyond Meat. Basically, those are the two leaders in the fake meat game right now. But Impossible Burgers actually have been, I don't know if I want to say recalled, but they've been stopped being served at Burger King, man.
Why is that?
Because the true vegans, I suppose, are complaining that the Impossible Burgers are being cooked on the same grill as the Whoppers and
like
all the other burgers and such.
Like
so
a kosher kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't cook on the which I do understand. So if this is going to be solved fully, Burger King's got to get a whole new set of stoves.
And I don't think they're going to do
I don't know
that.
if that's going to be happening right now, man. No. So that's a new thing, and we're just starting to see the beginning of it. So I think it's gonna improve. It's gonna get better, and more people will get involved. You know what I'm saying?
And what do you mean buying Beyond Meat?
Well, I'd say buying Beyond Meat, buying Impossible Foods, buying things that are better for the environment. Yes, meat alternatives, Pat. So I don't know how familiar you are with security and safety.
Just in general?
Do your parents use the Ring doorbell at their house?
They just have
in
a
the
regular
suburbs?
alarm system.
They just have a regular alarm system. So the Ring doorbell system, I'm not sure how many of you have actually heard of it. They have like an app on your phone that you can see who's at your door when you're not there. So if there's like packages or something, the FedEx, UPS guy can just click your buzzer and you can see him, from wherever you are. There's like a live camera feed.
Right.
So there have been a number of Ring device hacking systems that have been happening, dude, and it's been terrifying.
Wait, what happens when they hack them?
Okay, so there, you can talk through it both ways. You can talk and you can listen.
Right.
So I saw this one clip where this girl is like playing with toys in her room, and this one hacker is like, "Oh, hello, little girl. Like Santa Claus isn't real." Blah, blah, blah. This girl's like 8 years old.
Starts crying.
I was listening to it. I was terrified. I was like, dude, what? Santa Claus isn't real? What? Just terrifying stuff that I think that this kind of weird shit for the most part happens, at the beginning of these enormous products. Yeah. So I think it's just a blip in the road for Ring and Impossible Foods, man.
I mean, any kind of technology, they're always going to have potential for hackers.
Right.
So
it's actually insane.
Yeah.
Another insane thing, the Major League Baseball has taken marijuana off of their banned substance.
Let's go.
List. You hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
So who's next, bro? NFL, NBA? I say
the world, America,
the world, literally. But I'd say that the NFL needs it the most next. Like, dude, you got to stop giving these guys opiates and Percocets and all these drugs that are gonna mess up your life down the road, especially with CTE, a real major factor in NFL. All these heads colliding, and bro, your boy Antonio Brown, not your boy anymore. I don't think you can mess with him.
What was the last?
So there was this last recent crazy activity that I guess happened. He went on Instagram Live, and there were 4 police cars at his front door, and it was pretty clear that he's been having some difficulty with his baby mama, in that they've been arguing a bunch, and she had the cops called on him, and he came to the door with all of the kids' clothes, and he was like cursing at the police, to say, "Yo, F12, F the police."
Why were the police there?
I think that there had been like a number of disturbances at his crib, and just like he's just not all there right now, man.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really what the issue is that people are just having trouble communicating to him. Like, dude, even when he was on Instagram Live with these cops, like cursing out the cops and cursing out his baby mama, the guy at his house was like, dude, like, are you really on live right now?
Yeah.
Like, are you really recording that? Turn that shit off, bro.
Yeah, he's wild.
Like, at least he has one of his boys telling him like what needs to be going on, man. Yeah. I just don't understand. But I mean, for the most part, I get most of my news just from the TV and what they're saying. So who knows? But
that's part of the problem. All these guys just surround themselves by yes men, and they don't have anyone to tell them like you're being an idiot. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of being an idiot, dude, how much do you pay for your cable and internet bundle, bro? It's like about a little over $100.
A little over $100. I was paying $210 for my cable and internet, and I didn't. And you know why? It's because I didn't call Spectrum when they merged with Time Warner Cable.
Yeah.
What the hell? I was supposed to call and you give me a better rate?
Yeah.
So I was on the phone for an hour, and now I got $60 off, but I still pay an enormous amount of money.
It's not worth it.
And apparently you can watch YouTube TV. You can watch any channel you want now.
Yeah. My internet hasn't worked, or cable has been down for like a week, and I just haven't called,
bro, because it's gonna take you an hour. So please,
it's gonna take me an hour.
Mark a full hour out of your schedule.
And they're gonna be like, well, we can send someone out between the hours of 12 and 2 on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll just come home at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, or you're getting a call back from an 800 number, and 20 out of 21 times it's a spam number, so I'm not picking up as is. It's not fair.
I've been getting a lot of those lately, those spam calls.
Dude, it's crazy.
Like
I don't
Houston,
understand.
Texas. It's
or I just will pick up, and then somebody from China is on the other end.
Yeah.
Nuts. Like speaking in Chinese fully. So we asked Christy on a question.
Yeah.
Episode 15.
Yeah.
Was that the correct episode number that I'm referring to?
I don't know, man. They're just all a blur to me now.
They all mesh together because they're all so much friggin' fun, Patty boy. So I asked Christy on, Jerry from the Poconos, last episode had asked Christy on what's the average price. Yeah, swear to God, Jerry from the Poconos asked Christy, what is the average amount of money that you spend on hotels throughout your travel? Excuse me. What is the average amount?
Try that again, buddy?
Yes. What is the average amount of money that you spend when traveling to tournaments? So Christy's answer was between $100 and $200 a night, depending on the hotel. Now I can understand. Christy goes to a number of different countries, from Bulgaria to Switzerland. You know what I mean? It might be on the lower end in Bulgaria, higher side in Switzerland. So it really depends where you're at. But I feel like, for the most part, in all cities, you can kind of find like the affordable hotel. I mean, it's
do the
definitely
hotel
tough and
tonight
like
thing.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, for Christy, she needs 2 rooms usually though.
She needs
bro.
the best.
So she does need that 5-star quality slumber. You know what I'm saying? So you
hear
can't
you.
really just do that hotel at night. She's really got to figure it out beforehand. And 100 to 200 is the range. So yeah, that was a question. So if you guys have any questions, shoot us a DM. Ted Jones World on Instagram. Shoot me an email. Shoot us an email. tedjonesworld@gmail.com. We would love to have your voice and your question heard and answered on air. So Pat, this past weekend, man, you get some good sleep. What kind of mattress do
Get
you
some
have,
good
bro?
sleep?
Yeah, what kind of mattress do you have?
I don't know. I really like it.
You don't
though.
know?
I bought it like 2-3 years ago, or I bought it when I moved to New York, so it's pretty
Okay.
old, but like it's really comfortable.
So you don't need to replace it soon.
Probably pretty soon. Yeah. How long are you supposed to keep them?
Yeah,
for?
I don't know. I was wondering if you know that. If
I think it's like
had it for
10
2 to
years,
3 years.
but like
10 years.
yeah, but I don't know. I've traveled.
I think
I've
you
been
know
to
what?
different apartments. So
I
it might
also
be time to get
feel
rid of it.
like 10 years sounds like a long time, just because theoretically you're
Yeah.
spending what, a third of your day sleeping.
yeah.
So it should be more.
Yeah.
It should be more than 10 years. And also, dude, once we get the sponsorship from these mattress people who make those $40,000 horse hay mattresses,
Yeah.
I forget what their name is.
Horse hay?
Yeah, dude, they put horse hay in the mattress and it's $40K.
I
I
have no idea.
forget what
That
the
doesn't
name
sound
is.
comfortable.
Yeah, but it could be, bro. It's $40K, so you never know.
Why
if
did you bring that up?
If you guys know that company, please let us know. I don't know, bro, because I slept I was thinking about how I actually slept last night, and I slept for 12 hours, and I woke up more tired than I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
always-
I've
there's a
slept
sweet
for
spot.
7 hours.
There's a sweet spot. Like if you get too little, it's really hard to wake up, and if you get too much sleep, you're groggy all day. There's like a little sweet spot that you kind of have to figure out.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like anywhere between 7 and 9 hours and 30 minutes.
Same. I think for me, it's got to be over 8, but
Right.
like not too far away. I think you have to wake up when you wake up in the morning just naturally, and it's like pretty early.
Yeah.
And then you like go back to sleep. You got to just get up when you wake up naturally.
Interesting. But it depends. Like, what's the window there? Like, let's say you got to wake up at
Yeah.
what?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
You might
gotta
have
wa-
extra time, but you just got to do it. You'll feel the best.
I
Like if you don't have to
agree.
be at work at 9 and you naturally got up at 6 o'clock, you got to just get up.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
man.
3 hours different. Oh, well, but be at work
But-
at 9. You figure
yeah,
you're
be
up
at
at
work. Yeah.
8:15.
You know.
All right. Fair
Well,
enough.
I don't know. Try it out. Let me know what happens.
Okay, I will. Well, usually I do kind of just wake up as soon as I wake, but it depends. Alarm.
Yeah.
You know, if the Lord is waking me up. I mean, it
Yeah, I usually have the Lord wake me up.
it
That's
usually
how I get up.
depends, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to know how you're sleeping too, bro. You're my boy.
Yeah. I
Is
get
that
it.
weird? Is that something I should not do?
I just don't know why you brought up mattresses. I don't know. It's just kind of an odd question.
I guess. Well, I guess in the future that's something I won't do, and that brings us to our weekly segment, Patrick. And that weekly segment is called
Don't do
That. This week's Don't Do That is, I guess, a spin-off of last week's story that I had. Or it's not a spin-off. It actually has directly something to do with last week's story. So, bro, remember I was telling you about this girl who keeps watching my story, but I don't know who she is?
No, but
And-
I have
well,
that too.
well,
sometimes.
no, but I told you last week that...
No, you said someone you tried to follow back won't accept
right,
it,
because
oh,
she was just watching my story, and I
yeah.
wanted to know who she was.
Yeah.
So I messaged her finally, and I sent her the wave hands, 2 wave hands, no words, just 2 wave hands.
2 wave hands.
Yes.
Okay, good move. Because if you did 1 wave hand,
That would have been
that
creepy.
would have been bad.
So, dude, fresh, she read it, didn't respond, and then that was the last time she watched my story. So I think it was just kind of like watching the story from afar.
That's so
and
weird.
then yeah, dude, because she follows people that I know too, and I have yet to ask anyone about her. though.
Well, one time there was this one girl who was watching all of my stories, but didn't follow me. So like I don't post
That's
early.
weird.
I don't post stories that much. So she was and she didn't follow me. So she was going to my Instagram every day
regularly
to see if
seeing
I posted
if
a
anything
story.
was
But,
updated.
yeah, exactly.
Can you get notifications for people when they actually do post a story if you are following them? I
think you
vaguely
can.
think
Yeah,
that is a feature.
You can set it so that you get a notification when that person
Why would
posts
you
a story.
do that, dude? Unless
So
that's
if
like
it's
your boy. Like if you were doing it and I wanted to check, like, oh, Pat has a a funny story every time he puts one up. I want to know, but like,
So-
not guy girl situation.
No.
Come on.
I use that feature only like I've used it a couple of times for like companies like are coming out with like a product that I know is limited, and
It's like
they,
for only in the story or something.
yeah, and they'll announce it on their story, and I want it like they sell out really quick, like some like clothes or something. I don't know, whatever it is. I think it was like a clothing company I did it for once, so I wanted to know when they posted it, so I did it for that.
So my point here is, don't watch from afar. I think our time here watching from afar.
Let's all just talk. To
It's
each other.
it's not allowed anymore. Okay, we're in a time where everyone does research, everyone does investigations, and they're gonna find out everything, pal.
Yeah.
So if you're watching my story and you have a nice little icon, and I click on your post. Excuse me, I click on your profile and you have a private profile.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I
not cool.
message you like nonetheless. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And especially on some of these dating apps, you know,
Yeah.
which we've referred to, a private profile, how does that make sense? Like,
put their-
you put up 4 pictures,
Yeah.
you put up 2 with your sunglasses on and 2 not smiling. So what do your teeth and eyes look like? That's like 3/4 of your face.
Yeah, they put their Instagram handle
Deceiving.
in the dating app, and then you go to their Instagram
And it's
profile,
private.
It's like, okay.
So
we're
then
gonna play this game.
obviously you're like, oh, what's your IG? They give you the IG, it's private. Okay, then you follow,
gonna
and then
follow
it's
you.
and then what? It's not something you'd expect.
Yeah.
How awful would you feel if you're unmatching the person based on that
Yeah.
shallowness?
Exactly.
It's terrible.
Always,
What are you doing to us?
I've always had that, like, you match with someone and then you're not sure exactly what they look like, and then you follow them and you're like, okay, this is a bad idea.
You're like,
and then you
oh,
unmatch them. They're
no
like,
wonder you weren't smiling.
They're,
in
they're
that
sitting on the other
selective
side.
picture.
They're sitting on the other end going, okay, he saw what he actually looked like and then unmatched me.
But at the
Now I
same
feel like
time,
shit.
you know what? That's happened to me too.
Yeah,
I've
I think maybe.
but I've always kept everything very public, very transparent,
Yeah,
as
same.
we are here on the podcast. But
Same.
I'm not trying to trick anyone, man.
No.
I'm not trying to have anyone show up to the date and being like, all right, I got catfish.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the last
worst.
thing I want for anyone to happen when they meet me or anything. So you got to be fully
I want it
transparent
to
out
happen.
there. You want it to freaking
I
happen?
want like to me to go on a date and the girl to walk in and be like, oh my god,
What?
like,
This
you're
guy
not who I
is
thought you were.
awful.
Yeah,
Like, I thought you said you were 180 pounds. I gained 2 pounds this
Yeah.
last
Just
week.
have her walk
I'm
out.
sorry, babe.
I want that.
Yeah. But I think we just need to focus on being more transparent, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Okay, Pat.
yeah, but don't do that. Finally,
Let's hear it.
when you hold the door open for someone and they don't say thank you,
Ooh, that's a
that's so. It's more
Bad
like
one.
do that. Say thank you. It happens all the time.
Don't not say thank you. Does that work?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's double negative.
Especially, okay, so the one when you're like, if you're both going the same direction and you open the door and you kind of like hold it open for someone while they're walking behind you and they don't
Like
say thank
a
you.
light
yeah,
hold, like
that's
not
not,
like a-
that's fine.
inauthentic
But it's
hold.
also, you should still say thank you. I
yeah,
still
no,
get
totally,
pissed.
totally.
But if you, the worst one is when they're coming towards you.
When there's
and you
some lag.
step to the, no. They're coming towards you and you're leaving. And you open the door for them and step to the side so they could come in, and then you exit.
Oh, that's
where
insane.
it's like you're really going out of your way.
That's
and people don't say
insane.
thank you.
They do. Who?
Yo,
Where were you? Where
this
you
happens
didn't get
all the time.
Thank you.
Have you ever like held the door open for like a train of people? Like
Yeah,
you get caught doing it.
Yeah, but you also gotta hear thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no,
Otherwise, I would
I've
get
done it where
pissed.
no one says thank you. Seriously, it happens
That's
all the time.
sick.
Even like just acknowledge me. You don't even have to say thank you.
Yeah,
Grunt
just
out,
be like,
"Ugh."
damn, you were good looking.
If you even if you don't speak English, just make a noise and
Ciao.
look at me.
Ciao,
you know?
motherfucker.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, that
I'll
is
say it. I'll
annoying.
be like, "You're welcome." Like really
Yeah,
loud.
me too.
Yeah.
Also, a guy almost hit me while he was on the bike in the middle of the street today. He's like, motherfucker. I was like, bro, which way are you going?
Yeah.
That was like the loudest I'll get on the street at someone. Like, I'm really not trying to
I'll say-
throw bows at anyone on the
No,
street.
I get pissed. Like if someone says mouths off to me, I'll mouth off to them right back. It's like I shouldn't.
Really?
I'm gonna get myself.
I feel like if somebody gives me like an 85 with the yell in terms of like 0 to 100 yell scale, I'll hit him back with the 65. You know, I'm never gonna go like as hard as someone, especially when it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
I just ain't built like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm the last person to say fuck you to someone on the street. Like that's insane. And I also don't use the F word on the podcast. So that was insane
I
too.
went out and I was out this weekend and I was getting out of an Uber and literally the Uber driver goes, "Watch out getting out. Be careful getting out on that side." And I was like, yeah. And I opened the door and didn't look, and this guy almost hit the door.
Oh my gosh,
and
serves you right.
The guy, I know it was my fault, but the guy in the car was like so overreacted. He's like, "You motherfucker, you fucking stupid!" And I went right back at him. I'm like, "What, bitch?" I was like, "What the fuck did you say
You guys
to me?"
both gave each other 1 star.
Oh, we were going, no, not to the Uber driver, the guy who almost hit
Oh.
The guy who almost hit the door was mouthing off to me, so I was mouthing right off back to him.
Were you in the bike
He was
lane?
like, I will get out of this car right now and beat the shit out of you.
Wait, time out. He was on a bike or he was in another car?
He was in a car.
Oh my God, you almost died.
Yeah.
You didn't even almost get concussed. I thought this was a biker.
No, he didn't hit me. He almost hit the door that opened.
Yeah, but you were getting out of the car,
Yeah,
no?
but I delayed. He would have hit the door, not
Right.
me. But still, he was freaking out. I went right back at him. He
Damn,
was telling
bro.
me how he was going to get out of the car.
Was this at night or during the day?
It was at night.
What did he have a blinker? Not a blinker, excuse me. What's the thing that's on
horn?
the no, not a horn, the light, reflective light. Did he have a reflective light, Pat?
On the door?
On the front of his bicycle.
It wasn't a bike, it was a car.
All right, I'm freaking confused over here.
Oh my God.
All right, well, you know what? Everyone's got to be more careful.
I'm sorry I swore so much. I'll bleep all that out.
All good. We'll bleep it out. Likely not, because this podcast isn't for kids anyway. Even though it is, you know what I mean? Ask any of us, myself or Pat, a life advice question. We'll give you a straight up G-rated answer.
Put all your money into a stock from a guy who's using a pink microphone on a podcast.
Got to keep it trendy over here. So, speaking of my microphone, is my microphone on here? I have
it is.
One thing I would like to say about our president. I never really mouth off about our president, but Donald Trump, are you fucking kidding me? You pathetic excuse for a loser.
Pathetic excuse.
Excuse me. I want to go back.
You want to try that again,
yes.
Bubby?
Donald Trump, I have a freaking bone to pick with you, pal. You pathetic excuse of a leader. Yes, I said that correctly. Trump, I am referring to the 16-year-old girl that you cyberbullied this past weekend, Greta Thunberg. You said that she has an anger management problem. Bro, what? She just won Person of the Year, elected by Time Magazine. Now, you have won Person of the Year back in 2016. I'm not sure how you won that, but you were elected president and Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Now, that is quite a feat, sir.
Yes.
But you need to grow the fuck up.
Whoa.
And you need to be impeached and kicked out of office immediately. Pat, now, I'm not 100% sure how the impeachment process does work, except we're getting this guy out of office. Now,
well, he was...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead and explain.
Well, you get impeached. Well, you have to go through a process of a voting process to whether or not to impeach a president.
Right.
Once you get impeached, you go to trial. So impeachment means you're going to basically a judiciary process to see if you will be kicked out of office. Like Bill Clinton was impeached, but he was not kicked out of office.
And this starts the process starts next week, correct?
Right. I think it goes to the House, and then the House decides if if he gets kicked out of office. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know if he's officially impeached yet. I think he was impeached today, actually. Or he's getting impeached this week, and then there will be a trial. I'm
sorry I don't fully know, the politics of getting a president impeached, because I haven't really been familiar with it. Just because I don't think it's something that people should really know too much about. But let's speed up the process. Donald Trump, you're a piece of shit. And I think that it's embarrassing that you're cyberbullying a 16-year-old climate change activist, dude, on your way out. As if, like, you haven't even... I don't even know, man. Where do you even go, like, from this point? Like, I have tried to keep my mouth shut in terms of, like, not really knowing much about politics. Obviously, I know a little bit here and there. Mm-hmm. But just, I think I know enough in this world of just through morals and, shit you don't do, shit you don't say, to just be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's such a stupid idiot. Yeah. I don't understand.
Remember when he was on the funniest thing I've ever heard was when he was on the phone. He was talking on the phone with like a kid or something. It was part of like a charity thing. And they were filming him on the phone, and he was like, "How old are you?" And he was like, "Oh, 8 years old." He's like, "You still believe in Santa Claus?" And he was like, "'Cause it's marginal at that age, right?" Dude, it was the funniest thing ever. Basically,
he said that to the 8-year-old.
Yeah,
on
to
the
the
phone?
8-year-old. He's like, "You still believe in Santa Claus?" Because I know at that age it's like marginal. Some do, some don't. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
So silly. You are a piece of work. You know what's sad, man? He's either gonna get impeached, or he's gonna get reelected, man. Or you know what? Yeah. I think Michael Bloomberg can honestly take him out if he goes against him. Mm-hmm. I think that is honestly his only hope, because Joe Biden, not
talking about his leg hair,
dude. He's just not. He's not progressive enough to beat Donald Trump,
and he's also senile.
Dude, he's also talking about how weed is a gateway drug. Can we stop talking like that, man?
Yeah.
Like, alcohol is what? a full poison, and like nobody ever talks about that. Like Ronald Reagan made weed a Schedule I drug. He got kicked out of office.
Yep.
Like, so you're just gonna follow laws that Donald Trump has put into place after he gets kicked out of office? Just doesn't make any sense, man. We got to get more progressive over here, Pat. What do you think?
Legalize it.
Freaking Joan Charmel, 2028? We'll see.
I think we're too young.
Seriously.
Do you have to be 35?
But hey, I'm sorry about cursing about Donald Trump earlier. I hope I didn't offend you.
No, I'm
But
fine.
honestly, anyone who's listening to this has to know that Donald Trump's a moron.
Yeah.
And he's just a dick. He's not a nice guy. You know, like, it'd be one thing if
Have
he was
you
like
met him?
nice and cheery.
Have you ever met him?
You know what? I have not met him, but I've met people who
Oh, I know.
are,
Yeah, I know.
close to him.
Yes.
And I'd say that they probably reflect around the same type of behavior that he portrays himself. So,
Sad to hear.
Donnie T, you need to be nicer, bro. Hopefully this will all change once you get kicked out of office. Because before you were in office, I think people, I don't want to say people liked you, but people have respect for you.
Well,
now
people
nobody has
like-
respect for you,
No,
bro.
yeah. People were like rappers were always rapping about like Donald
Right,
Trump.
up
and,
like Donnie T, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like, dude, he had Mike Tyson fight at his hotel in Atlantic City back in the late 80s.
No,
This
people
guy was
really-
like a legend.
people liked him.
Yeah, I just don't understand where he went wrong. You know, I think that he maybe didn't really realize that Russia was going to medal into the Olympics. I mean,
Election.
Russia already did medal into the Olympics by cheating, but I didn't think that Russia was going to medal into the election by fully like making Donnie T win. He was, when he spoke to Putin and he was like, "Oh, Putin, you think like I can win this election?" Putin's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll take care of it." And then actually took care of it. And then he's like, "Fuck, I'm president." And then Melania signed a 4-year NDA that she can't divorce him or say anything bad about him for 4 years.
Really?
Now she's fucked. Yeah, I mean, obviously, dude. Unless she's fully senile like him,
She might be.
it's nuts. And bro, there's just so many things in office that like happen every single day in terms of like his lies and the shit that he spews that's just untrue, and how there've been 270 school shootings since he's been in office.
Yeah.
And he's offered his thoughts and prayers how many times? And the NRA donated $30 million to his campaign of presidency. It's just like, there's so much shit in this country that's just backwards. And while I want to see a progressive like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, run for office and win, it's just not practical to have like the healthcare system who's trying to charge freaking Teddy Jones $4,000 or $3,000 or $200 for an MRI, and then go from all that and then giving away free healthcare. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It wouldn't work like that. But
But I mean, we just need to find a happy medium, and a guy who is super loaded like your boy Michael Bloomberg. I just think that he sees things in a different way, in a different light than Donald Trump. You know, he's just not just trying to prove that he's the biggest man in the room and can lie the hardest in the room and can grab girls by the P word and get away with it.
Bro, a couple more years, you can run. I think you have to be 35 to run. So
35. They should change that for young Teddy Jones over here. Look, I'm not saying that like I know full throttle all the handle of politics in the world, but I'm just saying niceness gets you further in life than being a total dick, bro.
Yeah,
He's
you hear that?
such a dick.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
That's words from
Kindness.
Teddy Jones.
Kindness.
Be kind
man.
to your fellow man.
Absolutely,
and
bro.
woman.
And also, a fish that doesn't open its mouth, this is a quote. I usually leave you guys with a quote, but a fish that doesn't open its mouth doesn't get caught. So Donnie T's flapping around his freaking mouth. Obviously, someone's just going to put a hook in it, bring it up to the boat, chop its freaking head off, and get on with it, man. Whew, that was my
Jeez,
Donnie.
are you
That was
okay?
my Donnie T rant. I'm
Do you
sorry,
want some
man.
water?
You know, I had to. Yeah, I do want some water. I'll take a little.
Take
I'll take a little sip here.
Take a second and, calm your nerves, and we'll keep going.
But do you know what I'm saying, bro?
I
It's
hear
not like
you.
anything that I'm saying is out of line.
No.
I feel like what he says is out of line.
For sure.
And when he came after Greta Thunberg, this girl, this 16-year-old child, bro, who's trying to be around until she's the same age as him.
Yeah.
It's just not fair. He's going to die in how many years? And we're going to be around suffering all this mess that he put together, bro. Pat, I want to end this episode with a nice little thought, since I went on a cuss-filled rant today.
Yeah.
So, Pat, I went to CVS the other day, as people usually do, CVS or Walgreens, which we had been talking about.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the name tag of the gentleman helping me. His name was Chad. And when everything was done, everything was all wrapped up, all my bags were together, I said, "Thank you, Chad." And he gave me a massive smile, man.
Nice.
And I think that's the key to having little nice moments with people. It's the interpersonal connections. You know, saw his name tag, called him Chad. He appreciated it.
You got to just be nice, especially in customer service. Even if you're not having a good day, even if you're not nice, just fake it. You know?
Dude, don't
Just
you think
fake it.
don't you think Donald Trump is in customer service as well, kind of?
Sure, somewhat, yeah.
I would say I definitely we can make
He's
an argument
serving the
saying that
country.
he is in customer service, serve the country.
Serve the country,
As he didn't do in the past when he, weaseled out of the army. You know what I'm saying?
Draft dodger. No, it wasn't a draft dodger. What did he do? Did he get dishonorably discharged? What happened?
I don't know. His daddy made a few calls.
Nice,
And that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Episode 17. We went in this episode. Donnie T, guns a-blazing. Pat Charmel, thanks for joining us, viewers and listeners. Hey, you want to send us a question? Ted Jones World on Instagram, tedjonesworld@gmail.com. Episode 17 was fun. We will see you next time. Thanks. Yeah. I hope I get called by the fucking CIA.